Secretary of State, who every chance he gets makes it a little harder for people to vote, especially people he doesn't think are likely to vote for him. That's what we've got. But if gathering together on a day where it's 4 degrees outside should be about anything, it's got to be about imagining a better Ohio. And let's imagine an Ohio where our districts are drawn, not by the politicians who sit in those seats, but by an independent redistricting commission. This is not pie in the sky. Conservative states like Idaho do it. More progressive states like Michigan do it. We should do it here in Ohio. And the way we should get there is if we win the Secretary of State race in 26, we'll control ballot language. We should put the exact League of Women Voters Amendment back on the ballot in 2027. And off year, like Repro. There is good polling with fair ballot language. We will win by 10 to 20 points. It would be a sea change for power in the state of Ohio. You should imagine in Ohio where when you go to vote on any constitutional amendment, you can understand in plain English what you are voting on. And we should imagine an Ohio where it is easy and fair for every Ohio citizen to vote. So when people ask me, why does a leukemia doctor want to be Secretary of State? I say, issue number 1 in Ohio is a broken and gerrymandered democracy. It cuts us off at the knees before we ever get started fixing our healthcare system. I believe government has to be where we do together what none of us can do alone. Build great schools, safe roads, and a healthcare system that I passionately believe ought to be universal, simple, and affordable. Now, many of you in this room know Democrats have been in a dry spell. I live in Warren County, a more Republican county. And some folks will ask, what makes me think that we could actually win a general election in the state of Ohio as a Democrat and put together a team that could win? I believe, after traveling Ohio the last year, that Democrats, independents, and yes, even a few Republicans are looking for 3 things. Number 1, people want new voices in state government. We hear it everywhere we go. We're tired of doing the same thing. Number 2, people want a crystal clear anti-gerrymandering message. And number 3, any Democrat running in Ohio needs to know you're not taking over some power dynasty. This is a rebuilding job. We are in the political wilderness. We need to find a way out. I've been a part of rebuilding jobs. When I joined the University of Cincinnati as a leukemia doctor in 2020, we were the worst leukemia program in the nation for survival. And a corporate consultant from Chicago recommended shutting the program down. We knew some of our patients would be okay getting to Chicago and Columbus for care, but we'd be leaving a lot of people in Southern Ohio behind. So we didn't shut it down. We got a team of nurses, nurse practitioners, social workers, dedicated to building a great leukemia program in Cincinnati. 6 years on, we have gone from the worst program in the nation to today in the top 10% of programs in the country for survival. And right before I announced this whole political run 13 months ago, a Cincinnati journalist gave me most of the credit for that turnaround, which was super good timing for the politics. But as any of you who worked in healthcare or worked in teams know, no, it wasn't the whole story. No, it was the nurses who didn't leave in 2020 when there was no fun to work at our cancer center. There was no fun in 2020. The social workers who never let an insurance company deny care stand with a patient and the right chemo for their cancer. So when I think of that long shot in medicine at a public hospital in Cincinnati, and what lessons I can take into what is admittedly a long shot in politics, a Democrat winning statewide in Ohio, there are 3 key lessons. Number 1, in any long shot, you need a team, not just a person. I don't think I have to tell anybody in Huron County, there is no single person coming to save the Ohio Democratic Party. Number 2, in any uphill battle, you need a long-term vision and values for what you are fighting for. That's why I wanted us to start with what we're proud of. That's why I think we can't just be the party of not Trump. We have run that election. We lost it. We need to answer the question, what does it look like if we win? Third, there is no replacing work ethic. That's why this is our 245th event since announcing last January. That's why now we have been to 71 counties, and we'll report publicly next week we have raised more than $800,000, more than any down-ballot Democrat at this point in history. There's no replacing work ethic. My wife Jana and I grew up in small towns. I grew up on a small family farm. We have a 6- and an 8-year-old. We want them and every child in Ohio to have a democracy where they can use their moral imaginations to solve whatever the great problems of their time are. With that, I'm going to stop talking at you. Thank you for being here. I look forward to any questions you have. Thank you so much.